don't know how much more of this I can take.
Yeah. Yeah. NBA Straya, how are you going? Hey, you going? Are you good? You should be. Why is that, Jim? Well, it's Thursday, which means it's basically the weekend. Take tomorrow off, you're fine. Well, even if you don't take tomorrow off, just go to work and don't do anything. Your mate Jim said it's all right. It is Thursday, June 11. This is NBA Straya. I am your host, James Clements, and the New York Knickerbockers of New York City are one win away from their first NBA title in, 53 years? 53! And all it took was the biggest comeback in NBA Finals history. What a game. Absolute, what the hell was that?
What was that? What the hell was that?
No one knows. It's just everybody was stunned. I'm still stunned. And we're just going to talk our way through it. So that's what we'll do here on today's show. We're going to wrap up an absolutely absurd, insane, chaotic Game 4 of the NBA Finals. We'll give away some awards. That's not a knife. Old mate, no mate. Spud of the night. Better than Lonzo Ball. We'll probably do a Magic tweet of the week as well because I'm sure Magic's going to sum it up very nicely for us. Thanks, Magic. We've got some quick now. We're going to unpopular opinion of the day in our Outback Takehouse where we're serving up a flying grilled take. We're doing Andrew Gay's Grey MAMBA Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence. And then we'll look ahead to Game 5 with the Knicks up 3-1. Going back to San Antone. I wish I was going back over there. I'll tell you that much. Anyway, so without further ado, let's get into it. Episode 1416 of NBA Straya. Hello, I'm walking here. Go.
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Dyson Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya. You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the shark attack.
You better watch out for the attack of the rampant New York Knickerbockers of New York City. What a game that was. You better watch out for the attack of, oh my God, I'm taking too many threes. This is very bad. You better watch out for the attack of overconfidence, possibly. You should watch out for the attack of Draymond Green just spouting absolute rubbish on your tellies. But wow, what a momentous occasion in the NBA Finals, like annals of history. This was absolutely stunning. The fact that, they kept, we'll get to the, all the other stuff in a second. But I did love that during the broadcast, we do the thing where you get bashed over the head. They did come back from 22 down against the Cavs. And you're like, yeah, I get it. I know. We watched that game. It was chaos. 24 points from the rafters. But this is the San Antonio Banderas Spurs. Surely this couldn't happen to the... Oh my God, it's happening. It was amazing. Game 4 was absolutely off its head. Absolutely awesome. So much fun. Quite literally edge of my couch. On the couch, just on the edge of it, just like losing my mind, messaging mates. Absolutely chaos. And I guess we'll start with the daily, we'll do a daily whip around. Oh, is it a whip around, Jim? Yes, there's not much other news apart from, the fact that the finals are going on, which is good. The sort of weird news heading into this is we had a he said, everyone's an idiot. MSG watch parties being approved, not approved, ba-ba-da-ba-da. So the mayor was like, yeah, dude, we approved like the thing that they asked for, which was 999 people at a watch party. And then Jim Dolan, Brain Genius, like, no, but yeah, we didn't want to do that because it's not enough. It's like, but you can like quite literally like apply for as many people as you want at your watch party. Like we have screenshots of how the application process works. Anyway, it was basically a massive vibes killer heading into the game. One of my favorite things about this Knicks run has been every single time when they cut to outside MSG or they cut to, like today, they're cutting to Central Park because they had a big watch party there. At the I think there's some, so at Central Park, they've got like this sort of summer stage spot during the summer. I do remember because I'll be walking the dog through there sometimes and like, suddenly there'd be something loud and like, oh, there's a country music show on in the Central Park. How nice is this? I remember one time, like Blink did a show, but like it was the morning because it was like GMA. Anyway, that I just wasn't going to go. But anyway, the shots of like the fans absolutely losing their mind is one of my all-time favorite things about any finals. You think about Jurassic Park with Toronto. You think about the Fear the Deer vibes there for Milwaukee. Just, it's really, really, really fun. And they took it away from us because it's a lot of he said, she said, and the vibes going to this game were on such a downer. You've got the Cheeto bastard ruining all the vibes in Game 3. They lose that game. Just, the vibes are completely fucked heading into Game 4. And of course, then the game starts. So, let's do a game wrap. Game wrap for one of the most stunning games of NBA Finals basketball you will see in your life. This is not hyperbole. This is literally it. This is, Game 4 of Lakers-Boston. This is the Ray Allen shot. This is the Mavs in 11 against the Heat. Just absolutely huge gear. This is like 2016 Game 7 or like almost at that point if they pull off the actual win. Because it's the Knicks, everything's bigger, everything's louder, right? And they were getting their asses firmly handed to them for the vast majority of the game. That's right, they were getting straight killed, weren't they, Jim? Yes.
So he got straight killed.
They hit a record 14 threes in the first half, did the San Antonio Banderas Spurs. The big problem was that they didn't really hit any other threes after that. That seems to be a bit of... They went 3 of 17 from downtown in the second half, which is problematic. Not in the problematic like, oh, what did he say in the past? Just in the problematic of like play better basketball kind of vibe, right? Anyway, so much of this game hinged right out of the gate on the 2 fouls that Karl Anthony Towns got in the first 65 seconds of the game. Quite literally, the first play, he got a foul. And you're like, what are you doing, Cat, you big dummy? The second one was absolutely rubbish, and there was a lot of sort of like, oh, what are these refs doing for a lot of that first half? And why this was happening was because the physicality of the series has been so weirdly janky, strange, officiated oddly, that going to Game 4, the refs don't really know what to do, and the teams don't know how to respond in kind. So when they start calling it one way, you're like, oh, this is what we're doing. And then they sort of start shifting back the other way, and you're like, what is going on? This is all a bit strange. And but mostly it was because the San Antonio Spurs were forcing the refs to do this sort of stuff, right? The refs weren't helping the Spurs shoot 65% in the first half and hitting a record number of threes. They weren't helping the flow of the game, that's for sure. It was an absolute horror watching that first half. You're like, this sucks. And the Spurs just kept hitting threes. So if you're a Spurs fan, you're laughing. Like, this is great. It was like 27-14 with like 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. And you're like, Jesus. Like, out the gate, they were 5 or 7 from downtown. Fox is hitting a 3. You had like this, another strange bit of officiating when they missed that goaltend on Cornet, and then they missed the offensive basket interference from Wemby up the other end. You're like, oh. Every Knicks fan is just particularly grieved, just horrible vibes everywhere. You get the flagrant from Mitch Robinson with that elbow on Wemby. Wemby's like, I'm in your head. I'm in your head. I am in your bones. And it's 41-22 after the first quarter. Just an absolute out-and-out disaster again for the Knicks, who have been outscored in each of the first quarters of the finals to a horrifyingly hilarious degree, where they've lost, I think, the first quarters by a combined 47 points. was 27-19 in game 1, 34-25 in game 2, 33-22 in game 3, and today it was 41-22. And then I think Brunson hadn't hit a shot until, halfway through basically the second quarter. You're like, this is probably not great. There's like a foul on basically Alvarado's like lifting up Wemby's leg at one point. Like trying to get a bit of ground and pound going on a 7'40" French bloke. Good job, Jose. It's 48-25 at that point. Harper's hitting threes. There's nothing off the Knicks bench. It's all going completely sideways. Carter Bryant's hitting a three. It's 54-30. They're 10 of 15 from downtown. Champagny hits a three. It's 57-32. You're like, what is going on? The defense from the Knicks is absolutely horrible. There was an incredible fast break from Carter Bryant after a made Clarkson layup where Carter Bryant just gets a lob dunk at the other end. You're like, oh, the Knicks are just not paying attention. So, yeah. The thing was, the Spurs just didn't turn the ball over. Their first turnover this entire game was with 6.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. That's pretty good. Because if you don't give the team the other ball without missing a shot, I mean, yeah, you'll win a lot of those games. It's like 71-47 at one point, 76-49 at the half. It's pretty crazy. It's the most 3.5 ever in finals history. And, yeah, wasn't looking good for the Knicks. I've got a litany of texts from Knicks mates of mine just bemoaning the reffing, bemoaning the lack of, cohesion in the team. Karl Anthony Towns being a big dummy. Brunson being too ISO heavy. And I did send a message at halftime saying, plenty of time left. And I was right. There was plenty of time left because the Knicks go on to win the game by a single point. Spoiler alert. But this was crazy. It goes absolutely sideways for the Spurs in that third quarter. They get outscored 26-14, and it's because they go ice cold. They're colder than a Ballarat winter at that point, right? Suddenly, they go from down 29 at the start of that third quarter to only 15 heading into the fourth. They finish off on a 23-11 run. You're like, that seems important. And you had more turnovers and field goals for San Antonio in the third quarter. I think they shot 4 of 20 in the third quarter. Just brutal stuff. And then you get to this point in the fourth quarter, you're like, all right, something has to go right now for the Knicks or else they're just going to be cooked. It's like a 90-75 game. And you're like, oh, look, they've pulled it back to 15. If this gets back over 20, it's going to get really, really, really hard. And it did. It got to 20 again. It got to 95-75 on that Wemby foul, oopy sort of stuff that he basically kept spamming. And then Alvarado hits a three that just rolls around and drops in. And it's 95-78 then at that point. They get another bucket. It's back to 15. Cat has 3 shots at this point. Karl Anthony Towns. Oh, man, I've got to be more aggressive. 3 shots to this point. 3. He then hits a 3. It's a 12-point game, and the Garden is up and about again. They're alive. 95-83. Let's go. Castle hits some free throws. Then OG hits a 3. It's an 11-point game. 7 minutes left. The Spurs have another turnover, and this is the big thing in the second quarter. The second half. Spurs start turning the ball over. They start missing threes. What happened in the first half? They hit all their threes, and they didn't turn the ball over. Cat goes at Wemby. Boom. It's an 9-point lead. It's under double digits, which just seemed absolutely inconceivable early on. 99-90 after some more free throws. 6 minutes left in the game. You're like, this is doable. They can do this. 9 points isn't that much. What are we talking? Basically 3 possessions if you're going to hit threes on all of them. Brunson has this horrible turnover, though. And you're like, oh, that's not good. And San Antonio at that point miss a pretty open-ish kind of 3. And you're like, ooh, this is getting to be a little bit of the story here, these missed threes. Because there is at one point where they just go and shoot 8 possessions, I think they took threes. And you're like, that doesn't seem smart when you're up 20-odd. That happened earlier in the game. And you're like, ooh, that's not ideal, is it? So we basically get to this point where after OG's, gotten there, you get the Cat layup to get it 97-88. You have those free throws, and Brunson turns the ball over. Vassell misses a 3 with 5:44 left. And you're like, oh, that might have been a dodge dagger, because Cat just delivers a beautiful one, little off to hand off to Brunson. There's a nice little floater in the layup in the paint, gets it up and over. It's a 7-point game, 5 minutes to go. And you're like, ooh. Fox misses like a weird step back. They get the rebound. OG hits a 3. It's a 4-point game at this point, 99-95. You go from 76-49 to 99-95. It is crazy scenes. Fox hits a huge 3, massive 3, right? 7-point lead again, but then you get Jose in the paint. Jose Alvarado, this is the big thing for Mike Brown. He's thrown Jose Alvarado out there next to Brunson, so Brunson's not doing all of the ball handling, and it worked an absolute treat. Just gave him an escape valve, a release valve, if you will. Didn't overburden Cat. Alvarado could sort of just burn a little bit of clock, find something, and then when it wasn't going, it was okay. He gets his spin move to go. Fox has his nice little pass to Wemby. He hits a nice little jumper, and it's 104-97 again. Then probably the thing that will get completely missed in all of this, the Jose Alvarado 3 with 3 minutes to go. It cuts it back to 4, 104-100. 3 minutes to go. The Spurs score 2 more points the rest of the way, right? That Jose shot gets them right there. Fox misses a 3 with OG on him, 2:42 left. Brunson then hits that absolutely massive 3, 1-point game. The place just goes absolutely ballistic. And then the Josh Hart missed layup. Oh, Lord. Is anyone more lucky on today, June 11 in Australia time, than Josh Hart? Gets the turnover, right? I think it was Fox who left his feet. The pass, bad pass. I'm pretty sure it was Fox. Let's find out. I want to be right. Yeah, Fox, I think has he leaves his feet. Hart steals it. Leak out. Fast break. Doesn't know to lay it up or dunk it, and just sort of chunks it over the top of the rim and off the back iron. And you're like, oh, God. It would have given them the lead, and this is one of the big things in NBA Straya. We say it time and time and time again. All the energy that you expend trying to get back into a game like this, you're down 29 points for fuck's sake, right? You expend all this energy. The sort of metaphysical hump of having the lead, the psychological hump of actually having the lead and then holding on to it is so fucking hard. But if you don't get the lead at all, it is such a demoralizing kick in the dick, because you can tie it up even, but if you don't take the lead and put the pressure back on the other team all of a sudden, it's just a much bigger mountain to climb. He misses that shot. It's so hard to get a lead after a big, big, big deficit like that. And then Wemby misses both free throws on the other end. I think the Spurs were 14 of 14 at the free throw line. They end up 15 of 18 at that point. A minute 30 left. Brunson in the paint, drops it up and in. The Knicks lead 105-104. It's crazy. The place is going absolutely off its head. Wemby missing both those free throws as well. You can't ignore that. It is huge. Absolutely huge. Because again, it gives the Knicks a chance. This possession, we can take the fucking lead. This is going to be huge. They do. And then Castle turns the ball over on the baseline, sort of steps out of bounds. I thought he dribbled it out of bounds, but whatever. 102 left. The Knicks can't get anything to go. It's a shot clock violation, which, to be honest, you're up. You'd like to be up more, but you've burned a lot of the clock, so it's not a disaster. There's 38-8 left. And Fox misses another shot. And then disaster for the Knicks. Josh Hart doesn't box out Castle. Hart gets caught ball watching. And Castle just goes up, gets the ball, goes back up, is fouled. Hits both free throws. Spurs lead, 30 seconds left. You're like, oh, Jesus. And then I still can't believe the permutations in this game as I'm going back through it in my mind and through my notes. It's just still staggering how this all unfolded, right? Because with the 30 seconds left, you get the Brunson dribble miss, and it was like a horrible shot. And it just goes, right? The tip out, Fox just goes. All he has to do, and you're going to hear a lot of, I don't know, breath expended about this. All he has to do is dribble it back out. Burn the clock. They have to foul him. They're up. The Spurs are up at that point by 1 point. He has a go at the paint. He charges into the paint. You expect him to dribble it back out. Nope. He goes up for the layup. He's trying to fake everybody out. OG goes, nope, bang! Blocks the shit out of the Fox layup. And then Jose Alvarado nearly does the over and back half-court violation, but is fouled halfway through doing it. So, at this point, you're like, Jesus Christ. I guess this is what's going on, man. They had a foul to give. So with what? 10.1 seconds left? 5.7 seconds left at that point. They then, after Jose's gotten the ball, they don't call a timeout. Jose gets across the half. Off we go. He gets fouled. You get the 5.7 seconds left. Brunson launches a three very quickly. And you're like, that seems a bit quick. But it was quite smart because it meant they had enough time to maybe get the rebound. And OG, the inbounder, does exactly that. The shot that'll go down in Knicks lore forever and ever, the biggest, loudest shot in the history of the Knicks, if they win this finals, is OG charging back through into the paint, up, and tipping the ball back up and in, and it drops in. And with 1.2 seconds left, the Spurs inbounded after a timeout. Everybody's on their feet. Everyone's losing it. And they basically inbound it. It's just a bit of a scramble. Castle just can't really get a handle on it. They nearly turn it over. And that's it. The Knicks did it. The biggest comeback in finals history is done. Down 29 points. Absolute chaos ensues. And I'll tell you what, not having the orange Cheeto bastard there makes a big difference because that crowd was absolutely awesome in that comeback. And like when they sort of sniffed it out, they sniffed out the comebacks on here a little bit. We've seen them do it before against Cleveland. They did that at MSG, right? They can do this. This is actually feasible. And sort of soon as they got it down to 15 and going into the fourth quarter, it felt like it could happen, right? And you're like, oh, God, this is actually something that might happen. The crowd got back into it pretty quickly. It's 81-52 with 9:40 left in the third quarter. 81-52. So from there, it's a 55-25 run. It's just insane, isn't it? 58-30 overall in the second half. The Spurs shoot 8 of 39 from the floor in the second half. They have more turnovers in the second half than they have made field goals. It's the James Harden special. The Knicks go 11 of 20 from downtown in the second half. A lot of that's a lot of, OG, Brunson, Jose Alvarado. The Spurs go 3 of 17 from deep. It's absolutely crazy. The 8 straight missed threes or whatever it was is just crazy. But that's it. You're down 20 in the fourth quarter. And at this point, I think down 20 in the fourth quarter, teams were 4 and 750 at that point. There have been 4 teams that won and 750 who have lost down 20 in the fourth quarter in the playoffs. The Knicks just made it 5 and 750. So that's absolutely nuts. They've gone down double digits in 4 straight finals games in the first quarter. It's just absurd how they've done it. And this is just part of the storytelling lore of this Knicks team. This is going to go down as one of the all-time great games, right? The comeback, this is it. This is the championship DVD. I assume they still make those. This is where it all just crescendos. It's like with the rock bottom is 82, what is it, 80, yeah, 81-52. That's rock bottom. And then from there, it's just all glory and then the Canyon of Champions and everything. So what happened, Jim? Well, yeah, the Spurs went ice cold. They started turning the ball over. It was absolutely brutal. You think about that second half where they end up turning the ball over I think 9 times. 9 times. They shoot 8 of 39. So again, 9 turnovers, 8 made shots in the second half of the Spurs. So that begs the question, was this a better win or a worse choke? And I'll tell you what, I think it's a better win. The other team has to help you come back from 29 points down in a half to win a game, obviously. The Spurs did that by launching so many threes with just stunning indifference to maybe just killing some clock, having a go. And that was kind of the great point behind getting Jose Alvarado out there next to Brunson. And this is something Mike Brown talked about. It sped up the game because they needed more possessions, because they needed to score more points. And they did. So while the Spurs shoot 8 of 39 in the second half, the Knicks shoot 21 of 41. Now, I'm no math magician, but I'm pretty sure that's over 50%. And that's pretty bloody good, because they also went 11 of 20 from deep in that second half, and they only turned the ball over 6 times. So big bloody difference, and I'll tell you what, that was absolutely absurd gear and something you're probably not going to see maybe ever again. Spurs shoot 42% from the floor overall. After hitting 14 threes in the first half, they hit 3 the rest of the way, end up shooting 17 of 43 from deep. Not great. 17 of 20 free throws. That was the weird thing about all the reffing stuff as well. Like, even as it was all going on, the Knicks were still getting to the line enough, which was pretty good and kind of handy. Wemby ends up with a 24, 13, and 3 block game. Not bad. He shot 9 of 25. Now, 9 of 25 when you're 7'7" is just absurd. He goes 2 of 8 from 3, which feels like, I don't know, at least 3 too many threes for a bloke of his stature. 4 of 7 at the line, including those 2 misses at the end that absolutely... This is 2 games now where we've got Wemby, who is only 22 years old, has essentially... You don't like to just go, well, this is the reason they lost, but he's the guy there going, oh, it is probably my fault because it's the exact moment when we needed to not do something stupid or miss. I did something stupid or miss. So you think about game 2 when he has the turnover and then the foul on Brunson and then the 2 missed free throws at the end of this one. Yeah, not great, Bob. Not great. Castle, 13, 5 and 5 for him. He shot 2 of 7. He did go 8 of 8 at the line, but yeesh, not that great. He had 21 for Harper. He's an absolute beast. He was so good. 3 of 6 from deep, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 turnovers. Fox, 18 points, shot 6 of 16. He did go 4 of 9 from 3. Some of those looks early were absolutely just kissing fingers emoji. But then, obviously, as the going gets tough, he misses a couple of shots. That shot that he was like going for late, you're like, oh, dagger. That massive 3 that he hit, you're like, that might be it. They're back up 7. Wasn't to be. 4 turnovers to 7 assists. Champagny had, 5 points? 1 of 7 from deep. He had 4 steals, but yeah, bit of a rough one. Vassell was incredible. It's like, do the Knicks know that he can shoot good? He was like lighting up. He ends up 5 of 8 from 3 for his 18, 5 and 4. Keldon Johnson, 6th man of the year, did very little again. 18 minutes of cardio, 2 points, 1 of 5 shooting, 4 rebounds, an assist and a steal. Cornette, with the power of 1,000 nuns behind him, he had 4 minutes. He had 0s and 3 fouls. Yeesh. Carter Bryant had 5 minutes as well. What an impactful 5 minutes that was. 5 points, 2 of 3 from the floor, 1 of 1 from downtown, a rebound and a steal. He is terrifying. But that was basically it, right, for the Spurs, because in this game they don't play Harrison Barnes, and this is what happens during the finals. As you go further and further along, you play less and less players, and Harrison Barnes is suddenly on the outer. They basically only play the 7 dudes, really only 6. Keldon Johnson's 18 minutes is like fine, but he didn't really do too much, whereas like Dylan Harper, 32 minutes off the bench, 18 for Keldon Johnson, and then 5 and 4 for Carter Bryant and Cornette. It's like the threes were dropping and then they weren't, and they kept shooting the threes. That's a problem. It's like, oh, it'll turn again. It's like we've seen this happen with Boston time and time again. Sometimes it just doesn't turn. The Knicks end up with only 13 turnovers in the end after a pretty disastrous first half. But they pulled it back, right? Was it 7 in the first half, 6 in the second? Just sort of steadied it all. And obviously, the two headliners here, OG and Brunson, a combined 69 points. Nice. Brunson goes 36, 12 of 25 from the floor, 3 of 7 from 3. Brunson calls 9-11 free throws, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 turnovers, and 3 steals. So at least his assists, he had the same amount of assists as turnovers up to this game. He more than doubled that this time, the 7 assists to 3 turnovers. That was good. But really, OG having 33 points on 10 of 15 shooting, 7 of 9 from downtown, including the tip-in heard around the world. Just, he was so important in helping them, especially early. He was the only one who fucking showed up. It's like, if you go to a job, if you got your office or you're on the, work site, there's always someone who rocks up a bit early and you're like, all right, we get it, you're fucking keen. But if they get shit done, you're like, fucking, I'll pay that. That's OG. He rocked up and he was ready. The other guy is not ready. Cat, he's like, oh my God, I fell twice in the first 65 seconds. And you're like, all right, 13 and 10 for Cat. 3 turnovers, 2 assists. But, importantly, was involved in the offense in the fourth quarter. And I think this was the biggest thing. What the Knicks didn't do in the fourth quarter was go, save us, Jalen Brunson. You're our only hope. And he'd be like, dribble, 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 dribble. Look at my big head. Dribble, 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 dribble. He didn't do that. Cat was involved. There's like dribble handoffs. You've got Alvarado basically like speedy sort of Gonzalezing in through the paint, doing circle work, getting a layup, dropping, going baseline, carving it up, making the Spurs move, getting the Spurs sort of a little bit discombobulated. And then even if the ball ended up in Brunson's hands, I mean, it's at least giving him a half-decent matchup and he's not having to do all the work, which was very important. But Cat was involved to a degree. Obviously hits that big 3, but I love that they sort of actually went to him late. Bridges ends up with 7 points on 9 shots. He had 2 rebounds, 2 assists in 28 minutes. He had foul trouble in game 3. And in this one, it was just kind of a bit, I feel like we like the mix we've got with Jose here and Josh Hart and a little bit of Landry. I reckon we'll get a big Bridges game 5. I'm just calling it now. Hart had he played 33 minutes. He had 6 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 2 turnovers. That's a hell of a day. Sham Wow. Talk about getting some cardio. 21 minutes, 0 points, 0 of 3 from the floor. Didn't do much, did our man Sham Wow. He had 2 rebounds and an assist. He was a minus 13 in his 21 minutes. Flip side, Grand Theft or Alvarado. Jose Alvarado, 16 minutes. He had 8 points. He goes 3 of 4 from the floor, 2 of 3 from downtown. Mammoth shots. 3 assists, 2 rebounds. In his 16 minutes, he's a plus 11. In a game they won by 1 point. So this is what I'm this is what I'm saying when I'm like talking about the Mike Brown decision to go, fuck it, let's put Alvarado out there next to Brunson. And it worked. Obviously. It worked really fucking well. Because the bench shot like shit. Like outside of Alvarado going 3 of 4, as an entire bench unit, they went 5 of 20 combined and 2 of 10 from 3. Right? Deuce goes 0 of 4. The other Mitch Robinson, he goes 1 of 5. 0 of 4 from the free throw line as well. Not great. Deuce was the 0 of 4 in the 7 minutes. I do love that they just keep going. Look, we're going to get a Deuce game. Played him 7 minutes. He took 4 shots, missed all of them. But it'll hit at some point, I assume. And Sham Wow, 0 of 3, 0 of 2 from downtown as well. So Alvarado's input cannot be underestimated in any way, shape, or form. But holy moly. OG and Brunson, no spoilers here. With the Knicks going up 3-1. Oh, Lord, you couldn't possibly blow a 3-1 lead, could ya? Let's do an NBA Straya approved performer of the night.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Ariel Huckport. No. Melbourne United's own Ariel Huckport. He actually got out there for the finals in the first time. No, this has got to be OG Anunoby. Because, I mean, this is it. That's not a knife. That's a knife. This is one of the all-time fucking daggers you'll ever see. This is the Ray Allen shot dagger, right? This is like, they still had to go and win that game after Ray Allen hit that shot, remember? But OG running in as the inbounder off the Brunson miss, and look, exceptionally well done by Brunson shooting that shot when he did to give them enough time that they might get the rebound, right? It was exceptionally smart, and it gave OG enough time to run in, launch, tip the ball up and in, and as that dropped in, you could hear the fucking roar. Like, it was Mike Breen with a great call. He could almost get an NBA Straya approved performance of the night as well. It's bedlam here at the Garden. Amazing. But OG, 33 points on 10 of 15 shooting, 7 of 9 from 3, 6 of 6 free throws, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block, one of the biggest blocks you'll ever see as well on Fox, and 1 turnover. But what an absolutely insane sequence from OG, right? He blocks the Fox layup. Then the ball squirts out. Jose gets fouled. You have all of this going on. OG inbounds. They don't guard the inbounder, which I'm usually completely fine with. I'm like, why would you guard the inbounder? You could put another person on their most dangerous guy. This time it didn't work because they just didn't check the inbounder at all, and OG just had a fucking straight line to the rim. And how did that turn out, Spurs? Yeah, not great. But anyway, OG, what an amazing showing. Like, the shot that was heard around the world. Obviously, Brunson's going to be in there as well. 36, 5, and 7. Once he got going, you're like, ooh, anything can happen now, right? And that's kind of the cool thing about Brunson. When he does get going, anything can happen from then on, right? He had 17 points in the second half. Absolutely starts carving it up. He has 9 points alone in the fourth quarter. 8 for OG, by the way. And from there, like, you've got Jose scored all 8 of his points in the fourth quarter, by the way, as well, which is pretty cool. But 9 points for Brunson. Wemby goes 2 of 9 in the fourth quarter. It seems important. So he ends up with a huge, and this is pretty awesome because that second half for Brunson and for the Knicks, Brunson, as I said earlier, like, didn't hit a shot until halfway through the second quarter. Like, he was 0 of 3 to start the game, and away they went. A 36, 5, and 7. It's crazy. What an awesome game. Honorable mention, it's got to go to Mike Brown for the performance of the night. Just going, fuck it, let's put Jose in there next to Brunson, and we'll see what happens. What happened was a lot of good stuff. Suddenly the Knicks are playing with a bit of pace. They're not being pressured as much. Brunson's not being worn down as much. And they were able to start scoring, finding some gaps. Like, there was a beautiful, like, little skip pass, I think, from Jose, just probing into the paint, drags a defender over from the weak side. OG's there, standing in the corner going, fuck, I'm pretty open. Bounce pass, boom, shooting pocket, nails it. You're like, geez, that was easy. Right? And that was all because of Jose. That's all Mike Brown moving the magnets. Awesome showing from all of them. OG and Brunson, though, you got to doff the cap. Who was Spud of the night, though?
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the night.
Spud of the night. Josh Hart nearly cost his team twice. Like, as I said, there is no one who is more thankful for the OG Anunoby experience in the world today than Josh Hart. He would have gone down. It's weird that GOAT became the greatest of all time acronym. Because, like, in the olden days, GOAT was like the worst dude. What a GOAT. But anyway, Josh Hart, talk about dodging a bullet. He's out there like fucking Neo in the Matrix, man. Just like, because not only does he miss the layup that would have put them up for the first time since, like, ever, from the first quarter or whatever, then has the Castle box out miss where he's just like, oh, God, I'm watching the ball. Meanwhile, Castle's like, I'm sprinting at the rim to get the ball. And Josh Hart's like, oh, I hope it comes to me. yeah, it didn't go to you because you didn't box out your opponent. What are you doing? So Josh Hart puts his hand up for Spud of the night. Deuce! 0 of 4 in 7 minutes. Oh, boy. All from 3. He was a minus 14 in 7 minutes. That's, yeah, it's pretty rough. 21 minutes for Landry Shamwow-Shamit. He goes minus 13. 0 of 3 from the floor, 0 points. Yeah, not ideal. Not ideal. Cowden Johnson. 18 minutes for 1 of 5 shooting and a minus 1 in a game that they controlled for like the vast majority of it. Not ideal. Not ideal. But yeah, I think we're just going to talk about the Spurs second half. As I said, that's just a collective spuddedness where they go, Wemby shoots 3 of 14 in the second half. I think he'd gone like 1 of 10 at one little stretch as well. It was crazy. But the more turnovers than made field goals is still just, as a collective, that's just fucking brutal, isn't it? In the fourth quarter, they shoot 4 of 19 and 1 of 5 from deep. And in the second half overall, 8 of 39. Jesus. So 4 of 19, backing up a 420. Nice. In the third quarter, that's just Spud levels of, like, that's all-time Spud levels. This is what I think I tweeted this one out. Talk about all-time franchise kicking the dicks. Like, because the collective Spud of the night, not only do the Spurs have the Ray Allen shot on their finals resume, they've now got the biggest blown lead in NBA finals history on the resume. Yeah, it's a rough one. It's a rough one. I'll tell you what, because like before this, what was a game 4 where the Lakers led by 24. Celtics came flying back and ended up winning that in 6 in 08. That was a crazy, like I never thought I'd see someone come back from more than 24 in a finals game. And even as this game's going on, you're like, surely, like what we'll be talking about on today's show will be like the biggest comeback that wasn't. But they actually fucking pulled it off. It's crazy. There was 95 with a Orlando Magic were up by 20. Rockets came back and won that by 2. They ended up sweeping them, obviously. Then probably my favorite, where the Heat were up by 15 over the Mavs. And then that's the absolute all-time pivot game in a finals you'll ever see. Mavs win that one and go on to win it in 6, defeating the Heatles, which was absolutely crazy. So, yeah, not bad. Sort of avenging the one that they blew in 2006. But still, the poor Spurs. Yeah, it's a tough one. That's Spud of the night. Collectively, the second half Spurs. I think Chuck and Shaq rightly fucking dragged them as well after the game. So, man, you gotta be the dumbest team in NBA history to blow a 29-point lead. That's a good one, Chuck. I'll tell you what. That's terrible. And, yeah, it was not ideal. So, yeah, Spurs. Second half Spurs, Spud of the night. First half Spurs, amazing. They scored 76 points in the first half and 30 in the second. It's crazy. Crazy. Who's old mate no mates, though?
Old mate, no mates. Old mate, no mates. Old mate, no mates. Old mate, no mates. Old mate, no mates.
Who's got no mates today? It was this close to being Josh Hart. So close. Could you... Josh, like if Josh Hart, if all this happens and like the Knicks end up losing that game, life would be difficult, I think, for Josh Hart, right? You'd sort of be walking somewhere in New York and you just like, you think about the tortured history of John Starks, right? Josh Hart just turns into the next John Starks at this point. It's just, that's a bit of a bummer. Yeah, it would have been old mate, no mates, all-timer. But Karl Anthony Towns as well, a bit of old mate, no mates. That poor fucker, I do not know how that hook, like that, defensive foul called on Wemby, and it's challenged straight away. I do not know how you overturn that and go, actually, that's an offensive foul on Karl Anthony Towns because he hooked him at the start. It's like he's just moving his arm out of the road, and then the rest of it's like him going to the fucking rim. Those refs are just like, look, Adam told us to get this to 2-2. I'm just, what do you want me to do, Jim? But obviously, old mate, no mates is going to be Darren Fox because that shot, the layup that you didn't really need to take because your team is leading. Yes, in the moment, you're kind of like, well, if we score here, we'll be up 3. And that will be very difficult. Flip side, dribble the ball back out, and then they'll probably have to foul you. And if you just hit both free throws, you'll be up 3, and you've wasted time, and you've probably saved the game. And it makes it way fucking harder for the Knicks. Instead, the risky one is going up. OG comes from the fucking clouds. Oh, blocked by OG, right? And, that's going to be a tough one for De'Aaron Fox. Because he had a pretty good game up until that point as well. And then, not great. It's also a bit of a pantsing. I mean, Deuce got a 3 blocked by Wemby, which is pretty crazy. But Fox getting got by OG in that exact moment, it's an ongoing pantsing because that'll be shown in the similar sort of fashion that the LeBron block was shown for just, years and years and on and on and on as like all-time finals highlights. The OG shot, though, will probably supplant it as like the iconic thing from this series if the Knicks go on to win it in 5 or 6. But yeah, that's just a pantsing. Because situational awareness, low. OG, bang. That is a pantsing. And finally, well, not finally, because we're still going to do Magic as well. Better than Bronny James, Lonzo Ball, and Ben Simmons.
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. We're coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody. We're just calling this the Dylan Harper Better Than Everybody segment because he became the youngest 20-point scorer in NBA Finals history. 21 points, 8 of 12 shooting, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 or 6 from deep. He is just so goddamn good that it's terrifying. And like, I know I tipped the Knicks in 7. And I did pick the Spurs this morning. Was it plus 1.5, plus 2.5, which covered, which is good this morning. I'll tell you what, it was, let's just check what it was in the end that I put it on. Yeah, it was Spurs plus 2.5 this morning. But I kind of want the Knicks to win this one now because the Spurs are that fucking good and that fucking young that I'm like, I'd rather see some like old veteran team maybe just sneak one through here before OKC and San Antonio just swap titles back and forth for the next like decade. So yeah, Dylan Harper is an absolute fucking terror. He is that good. When his threes are dropping, you're like, Jesus, this seems unfair. And they were dropping tonight. He was so efficient, so good. The fact that he's 20 and doing this in Game 4 of an NBA Finals, it was absolutely remarkable. That dude is off his bloody head. All right, and finally, Magic Tweet of the Week. We just watched the Knicks make the greatest comeback in NBA Finals history. The first and second half were two completely different stories. The Spurs dominated in the first half and Knicks stormed back in the second. Jalen Brunson put the team on his back with his 36-point performance, but OG Anunoby was the true hero tonight, finishing with 33 points and the game-winning tip-in. De'Aaron Fox made a huge mistake when he got the ball with seconds left in the fourth and decided to go for a layup instead of dribbling the ball out to be fouled. I think the Spurs have another win in them, and the series, capital S, will stretch out to 6 or 7 games, but I still see the Knicks winning it all. What do we say? Thanks, Magic. Bing bong. Love that. Not bad. All right. We'll throw this one in because it is Thursday and we're not going to do another show until after Game 5. So we'll do a Dickhead of the Week.
Dickhead of the Week!
In a surprise twist, the Draymond Green Memorial Dickhead of the Week award is going to go to Draymond Green. Why is that, Jim? Because he's a fucking massive dickhead. He did this weird thing after the game. He was like, hey man, Jalen, look, I've blown a 3-1 lead. How do you guys avoid doing that? It's like, what the fuck? And then he's like saying some other shit, and you're like, what are you fucking on about? You absolute lunatic. It's like Draymond has like these kind of every so often you'll have like a half decent kind of insight, but he also is dumb as a fucking brick sometimes when it comes to his timing. He's really like weirdly defensive. And I think this is one of those weird things about like doing TV, right? Being defensive when you're trying to say something in response to someone or trying to make a point, you come off looking like a fucking dickhead. And Draymond sucks at it. He was horrible today. So yeah, the weird sort of interaction that he had at the end, and then he's like apologizing for some shit that he said. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? This is horrible. Get him off the TV. So yes, Draymond, dickhead of the week. Surprise twist. All right, let's do some quick yeah-nahs right after this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kadee.
This is Darryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA
And you're
Straya.
listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
Right. Let's do some yeah-nahs brought to you by you. That's right. You can help support the show by shouting us a coffee or a beer. You know, it all sort of works. Roughly, I don't know, the amount I spend on coffee is it's a lot. Anyway, yeah, you can go do that at buymeacoffee.com/NBA Straya. Very simple, because that way you end up joining the Dead Set Legends Club and you also get free, extra, cool, exclusive content. So yeah, it's worth doing because I think we're going to tape that one tomorrow. It was meant to be yesterday, but ended up doing all the Supercoach gear. So I think we've got the June edition popping up tomorrow at some point. So go check it out. buymeacoffee.com/NBA Straya. It's our Patreon. It's the sort of way we keep the lights on here. And I appreciate all the people in the Dead Set Legends Club already. If you haven't joined up, come on, help your mate Jim out. If you've got a business or whatever and you want to support the show and run ads, you can also do it through there. So go check it out. buymeacoffee.com/NBA Straya. Right, is Fox to blame here, Jim? Yeah, nah. To blame? If we want to do blame pie, I think the collective Spurs meltdown is probably like 90% to blame, right? Yes, Fox could have dribbled it out and then like gotten fouled and makes it all very, very fucking difficult for the Knicks to win the game. But Dan D, he sent in a good yeah nah as well. Yeah nah, Fox won't sleep well. Going for that layup and getting blocked instead of dribbling out, getting fouled. Ouch. Yeah nah, yeah, he's not going to sleep well at all. That is... for an athlete in his position, you can't have too many things worse. This is quite literally like the shit you'll have nightmares about, right? And you're like, geez, you'll be waking up in a cold sweat going, fuck. Did I cost my team a finals game? And as I sort of allude to, like maybe 10% of it is on him right at that moment. But yeah, it's the blame pie is everybody else melting down at the same time before that and allowing the Knicks to get all the way back into it and allowing it to get to that point, right? Yes, Fox fucked up, but he's not to blame for the loss. Which leads me to, is there something fucking weird going on with the Spurs and the coaching? Yeah, nah. I mean, yeah, a little bit. This has been continual sort of late meltdowns that have cost them across the last couple of series. And you're like, Mitch Johnson does understand you can call timeouts, right? I get that you want to run and gun and like you've got a young team and you're going to learn on the fly. You're going to do the thing. At the same time, you can also go, boys, just fucking chill. We're going to be fine. If you get the ball, just kill some clock. Get fouled. We'll play the foul game. We'll win the game. Should be apples. And instead, We end up with bad turnovers, horrible shots, an avalanche of threes. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. I think he's a very good coach, though. I also just think he's a young coach, and this is sort of how you end up sort of learning. Unfortunately, it just happens to be in a fucking finals. So, yeah. Anyway. Was that an absolute legit ref-pocalypse, Jim? Yeah, nah. Oh, dude, the amount of I was getting a lot of messages through the socials. So Twitter DMs, Twitter replies, messages through the Face and the IG. The refs were fucked. It was an absolute ref-pocalypse in that first half. And I fucking swear to God, at some point, we're going to figure this out. Right? And it's just the way they called in the second half, and as the Knicks are sort of doing this comeback, you can't tell me that they weren't playing with the same sort of physicality they did in the first half. It's just that it's suddenly, the officiating changes throughout the game and shit starts getting let by, whatever. And it's a bit strange. We all get that. But that first half was egregiously shithouse, just in general. The amount of stops, starty, fucking, we're going to replay this, we're going to check this, we're going to do a flagrant check here, we're going to do a just fucking let them play. You're going to have these record numbers for ratings, right? And especially people who tuned into the first half, if they tuned out in the second half, sucks to be them. But yeah, if you're watching that first half, you're like, this is just gouge your eyes out shit. And this is the headline number one product the NBA can put together. They got to fucking sort this out. Someone just has to go to the fucking ref op. Adam Silver's dung, 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 dung. Hello, boys and girls. It's very nice to see all of the refs in one place. Now, can you guys stop being so fucking shit? Right? And just go from there. Yeah. It's just a bit of a fucking weird one. Is OG the MVP? Here we go. Dan D also had a good one. Brunson probably gets it. I still have Towns, but OG might be the finals MVP. Yeah, nah. I think if you go through, so on balance across the 4 games, Brunson's last 2, obviously at MSG, have been substantially more efficient. He's been fantastic. This could be one of those series where you go, hang on, it's kind of a little bit of a case of the Iguodalas, right? In the game 1, OG has 17 and 3. He has 17, 4, 3 with a couple of blocks and a couple of steals. He also had 1 steal and 1 block in game 1. He then has 28 and 5 in game 3 and then 33, 4, 1 and 1 and 1 and wins the game in game 4. OG's got a really fucking good case. Cat was right there after the first 2 games. And then he's just shit the bed. So it's kind of between Brunson and OG for the minute. And probably you want to give it to OG. Just saying. Just saying. 3-1. Can the Knicks actually do this? Yeah, nah, yes, of course they can. The big question is, what do you reckon?
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Knicks in 6-26. It's a bit, Kevin 11. What was it? Kevin 08? I can't even remember. Whatever. Kevin 07. What am I saying? Knicks in 6-26. I think that's probably where they go. I reckon Magic might be right. I reckon the Spurs have still got one in them, but we'll get to that in a second. But my point being, and obviously one other unpopular opinion, it's not really unpopular, but Draymond Green, we don't need him on the broadcasts. We just don't. We don't need him on the inside the NBA. The lack of insight that he actually gives is just stunning. So this is a guy who's blown a 3-1 lead. The question should be like, hey, Draymond, how did you guys blow a 3-1 lead, you fucking idiot? Was it because you karate kicked LeBron in the fucking dick? Because you're a moron? He's like, oh, nah, not my fault. And Draymond was the only one who was any fucking good in a couple of those games, but still. Draymond is a big nah from me. Outback Takehouse for today. I already tweeted this one out, but I firmly believe it. It's Thursday at Outback, and you know what that means. Oh, yeah, 2 for 1 bloomin' onions. That's right, no prick in Australia knows what the fuck we are calling a bloomin' onion. What the fuck is that? A deep-fried onion made to look like a flower? You guys are off your fucking heads. Bloomin' onion. Fuck off. Only at Outback. And today's Flame Grilled Take is... the only thing better for Adam Silver than a 2-2 NBA Finals series is the Knicks potentially blowing a 3-1 lead. Only at Outback. Yeah, what's better than a blown 2-0 lead? A 3-1 lead. 100%. Adam Silver's like, excellent, I have them right where I want them now. Tell you what. Good stuff. Quick Andrew Gaze Grey MAMBA Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence.
It's the first annual
Andrew Gaze Grey MAMBA.
Outstanding Achievement in the Field of
Excellence. All right, as mentioned, that is a new NBA Finals comeback record. 29 points. Biggest before that was the 24-point lead that the Lakers blew in 08 against the Celtics. Absolutely crazy. But really, the Andrew Gaze Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence Award, I mean, the Spurs only scoring 30 in the second half after 76 in the first half. They set a record for made threes in a half in NBA Finals history. They hit 14. Unfortunately, they also tied a record for the 46-point decrease in scoring from one half to the second in any playoff game in the last 70 years. They tied it. Whoa. That's excellence in not being good, but also just attributes just the sheer tenacity and chaoticness of this amazing Knicks team, doesn't it? Bloody hell. But yes, the excellence, setting a new record for biggest comeback, most threes in a half, and also the largest decrease in scoring from first to second halves in a playoff game ever. So, not bad. Not bad. All right, let's do a game preview and pick for Game 5 after we check in with Paddy. Paddy. It's the Paddy Mills Game Day Baller Game Day Twitter check-in. What's Paddy got to say at the moment? I got... Where is he? Come on, man. Where's Paddy gone? There he is. One new post. Here we go. Oh, we already did it. Yeah, there we go. We play for an island built by people who learn how to endure. This is what we said the other day. As we continue our playoff journey, there will be moments when the game gets hard. That's who we become. Good on you, Paddy. Hitting shots, causing havoc, having a great old time over there in España. That's very cool. Tenerife awakens emotions. Looking good. He's causing all sorts of havoc, I reckon. Good on you. Tenerife is a pretty gnarly island, though, I'll tell you. So, anyway, that's Paddy. Let's do a game preview for Game 5. Game preview. Thanks, Inadvertent Bane. Not a problem, Jim. How's it all going? Yeah, not bad. Back into the swing of things sort of finally and properly. Yeah, it's all good. Got a busy weekend. Got the dad's drinks tomorrow, which will be fun as. Got a mate in town on Saturday. We've got the Community Cup on Sunday as well, which is when Game 5 is. What the bloody hell? I think the footy will start after this game will finish, though, obviously, so that's all right. So let's do it. Game 5. We're heading back to San Antone, and it is on Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. our time. The Spurs are 5.5-point favourites. Woo, low. 5.5, which is pretty crazy when you look at the rest of this series, right? 5.5. We've basically gotten to the point where Game 1 was a 10-point win to the Knicks. Game 2 was a 1-point win to the Knicks. Game 3 was a 4-point win to the Spurs. And Game 4 was a 1-point win to the Knicks. So really, only one of these games of the 4 has been higher than this line for San Antonio here. We are 4-0 with our picks so far in the finals, which is awesome. We've managed to nail it. So I think on the show the other day we said Knicks was it 1.5 at that point, I think. And then today I'm just like, nah, the vibes are off. The vibes are fucked. And boy, were the vibes fucked for the first half. But it was interesting to see that the basketball gods only made them pay for a half of basketball for having fucked vibes and the Cheeto bastard. So, yeah. The basketball gods work in mysterious ways. I'll tell you that much. But anyway, we are 4-0. And I think the way that this series has gone, the Knicks will be absolutely out for blood in San Antonio. I think the Spurs maybe just hold them off, but I'm going to take the points because I think New York, well, I mean, we've already seen New York win 2 games in San Antonio in this series. And again, usually if you can see that team winning the game, you take the points. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take New York plus 5.5. It was sort of the same thing that I was saying this morning with the Spurs. The vibes being that off, go full vibes. End up getting the Spurs plus 2.5 this morning. And obviously that felt amazing at halftime. You're like, ha-ha! And then the rest of the game, you're like, oh, God. But still it covered. So 4-0. That's not bad. So I think we'll go the Knicks plus 5.5 because I think on the road, you probably get another decent Mikal Bridges. He's got to do something. Cat might actually pop off again as well. And the way that these games sort of go, I mean, all of them have been close. So let's have a crack. We'll go Knicks plus 5.5. And there you go. So all of our picks over at Dabble, of course. The link for that is in our show description and our social bios. I think we probably get another really like a good bounce back Wemby game. The problem is, like, you got a really awesome Harper game today. You had like just an absolutely insane like shot making half where it all is going completely correct. And then it just went and turned completely in the second half. It probably evens out again in game 5, but it is such a like mental hurdle, I think, to get back after just blowing a 29-point lead. Because again, we've talked about this before. Very similar to game 2. Like the Spurs won that game, but they lost it. The Spurs won this game 4, but lost it. And that is just so fucking hard to overcome. So even if the Spurs like win this one, I think it's a close one. So we're going to go Knicks plus 5.5. It's going to be pretty hard for them to get up and about it there. That crowd would be crazy. It'll be awesome trying to will their boys to another game. But yeah, all right. But that is, I believe, it for today. Cool, long show. Deserved it too because that game was off its bloody head. But that's it. We'll be back, I reckon, on Sunday after Community Cup, right? Because that's where I'll be, watching the Megahertz and the Rock Dogs. Can't wait. Always one of the great days of the year over there at Vic Park, so I'll be there. But you can keep following NBA Straya on Twitter, Facey, IG, YouTube, and TikTok. We'll do an NBA coffee run, of course. Probably might even do another one tomorrow, just as an intermission kind of one, because with a couple of days off between these games, yeah, I'll see how I go putting one out on Sunday, but I might just put one out tomorrow on Saturday. But either way, check us out on the socials. Also, get around Jim Does Supercoach. Put our AFL Supercoach show up yesterday. Footy Unfilterated with myself and Jez talking all things AFL, which is always great. NFL Straya as well, myself and Gaz. Lots going on in the NFL world. Rate, review, star, subscribe across all of your podcast apps and YouTube for all of those shows. They have their own standalone channels. Go check them out. Jump in the comments. Say g'day. The same thing goes for this show. If you want to send through some yeah nahs, say g'day, posit any questions, want me to cover anything, hit us up. Go absolutely nuts. Rate, review, star, subscribe. You know what to do. It's 2026. Also, if you want to support the show, our Patreon is buymeacoffee.com/NBA Straya. Go do that. Join the Dead Set Legends Club. Big thanks always go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song. So does so do thanks go to House Hats, Joshua De La Rentas, Fascinator, Goldmines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa, Sex Shadow, Green, and Dozers. They're behind all the tunes you hear on the show. So smash them on your music streaming platform of choice. That's it, NBA Straya Sports Australian Bands. We'll close out today's show with a very quick Delhi review. And then we will probably see you after Game 5, you dickheads, on Sunday night NBA Straya special. Those ones are always good. All right, until then, this is NBA Straya saying have a good weekend. Look after yourselves, would you? Hug your mates, and later, hosen. Oi, 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 how the fuck is? It's your old mate Dolly over here again, just popping by for my latest pop culture review, hey? And I gotta tell you, look, it's like the anniversary of like me going off my bloody head and going through the NBA finals, like where I put myself in the hospitals. Yeah, it was pretty good. It's like, oh, I can't believe I'm in a hospital. Ha, it's pretty funny. Played so hard, knocked myself out. Yeah, I was feeling pretty crook. Doc's like, nah, Delly, you're a bit fucked, mate. I'm like, nah, just give me an IV and I'll get back out there. Fucking bang. Still can't believe we didn't bloody win that one in 2015. But anyway, so yeah, good times. But yeah, what else have we been up to? Not bloody much. It's getting cold here in Australia. I've been watching these finals, just remembering 2015 and 2016 and how fucking good I was, you know, just like, yeah, fuck. Reckon the Spurs, their biggest problem, man, is that they don't have an Aussie on the team, right? They got Matty Nielsen as the coach, but you think about the times that they won, man, there's like they've got Paddy and Bangers and shit, right? Or Gazy and fucking Hammer. Like, they just need an Aussie, man. So, yeah, put my hand up, but no go. Anyway, so the missus been at me. It's like, what are you doing this weekend? I'm like, I don't know, fucking hanging out, drinking beers, practicing my shooting a bit, I guess. Fucking, I don't know, get off my back, right? Anyway, she's like, do you want to do a movie night? I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do a movie night. So we went and watched that Star Wars Mandalorian Grogu fucking telly movie show at the movies. So yeah, got the squid fucking looked after. And like, no spoilers or nothing because it only just came out, I guess, but fucking, yeah, certainly is a telly show that's a movie. Fuck me. If you've watched all those like Mando shows and shit with Mandalorians and like Baby Yodas, like they're fucking wandering around going, fucking, what are you doing, dickhead? Fucking come on, nah, fuck off, dickhead. Fucking, nah, check out this one. Oh, I'm a bad guy. Nah, I'm a good guy. Nah, I'm a bad guy. Nah, I'm a good guy. And then you watch the movie and you're like, yeah, this is just the telly show. It's just a bit bigger. Fucking sure. And like you're watching it, and like you're waiting for something else to happen, and it just fucking never does. You're like, oh yeah, sure. I guess Baby Yoda's cute, so yeah, we'll give it 16 out of 10 Delhi ones because it's still fucking Star Wars. So yeah, not bad. All right, that'll do us for this week. That's my pop culture review. Until next time, later, fuckos. Delhi out.